This isn't looking good. Here, terrible. It's awful, awful, awful. All this, here, 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 here. You
How's
ready,
it
babe?
going? I'm ready, babe. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Hey everybody, so it's been a year since we've done the transom on our 24-foot Grady White, and the video that we did was very successful. We got a lot of positive feedback from the video, and we wanted to give you an update on our transom since it's been a year. So a lot of videos that are out there don't really show you what happens after, if anything happens. So we decided to make this 1-year update to let you guys know what's going on. So we've put this boat through the ringer for the last few months. We've been fishing a lot. We just finished going on a 110-mile trip down to the Keys. We've been fishing almost every week. We took it out a couple weeks ago and it was like 6-foot waves. We ran it aground once on some
That's a good
sand.
test.
Yeah, which is a good test. Yeah, so we've put this boat through some rigorous tests. The overall feedback that we got from the video was amazing, and a couple that weren't so good. We're gonna go over some of the comments so we can, you know, have some fun with them. As of right now, today, this video has over 543,000 views, which is great because that means that a lot of people got to see how somebody with no experience, you know, we're just learning how to do this fiberglass stuff, can actually tackle a project like this. So, and I think it's got over 400 comments, right? Like 400 and something comments, right?
There's a lot of really funny ones. But
Yeah, there's a lot of funny ones,
we got
and
some
there's
really,
a lot of
really cool people and
really
like,
nice people,
nice
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so
Like this one, Michael H7527 says, "This is a very nice job that will last a lifetime." Then he goes on to say, "Some of the people making comments have no clue what they're talking about." Can you believe that?
right?
You absolutely cannot remove all of the old wood from the top with a chainsaw or any tool. It doesn't matter if you cut out either the inner or outer skin to access the old wood. That pourable transom bonds to everything it touches, including the skin. You couldn't remove that skin now if you tried. The only thing I would have done differently is wear something to cover my arms while cutting that fiberglass. I can feel my arms itching through the phone."
Right.
Then we have one from TR Sexton 13. "This is the first video I've watched from your channel. Very clear and descriptive on what you were doing and honest on what went right and what went wrong."
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, that's true. You go over things in that video that, you know, weren't perfect,
Yeah.
and you were honest about it, and I think a lot of people appreciate that.
Yeah, so thank you, TR Sexton. Thank you for that. I tried to do my best, and we're gonna go over some of these comments after, but I just wanted to have some fun with this. So
Then we have one from Brian.
Combs?
Oh, sorry, Brian Newcomb.
Newcomb.
He says, "Never," with an exclamation point, "cut the fiberglass out of a boat. You simply uncap the transom at the top, exposing the rotted wood inside. Take a Forstner drill bit, the width of the rotted transom, welded to a steel rod, and drill subsequent holes right next to each other, removing the majority of the material. Finally, use a chainsaw to remove the remaining wood inside the transom. Clean it up very well. Reinstall the new wood, marine grade plywood, and epoxy or liquid transom. I've never used." All right, then we've got some real love for this video here. This comment from a Todd White says, "How to destroy a Grady White. Please do a follow-up video when the engine and whole transom fall off because of your silly little patch job."
Right, so that's what this video is. This
And
is
now for the B-roll
yeah.
of the transom falling off
falling off, right?
and the engine in the water.
So let's take a look at what actually happened to our transom, and we'll go to that now. This isn't looking good for the haters. Now, as you can see, where you would see cracking on a crappy transom job, there's zero cracking all through here. Nothing through all this. Everything in here has stayed the same, and this is a liner. This here is a liner. So this is not the actual skin of the transom. Look at up here. So absolutely nothing. We got absolutely nothing. Sorry to disappoint. So was this thumbnail and title clickbait? Absolutely. Nothing happened to our transom. Our transom is absolutely bulletproof and rock solid. Like we said, we just got back from a 200 over 200-mile round trip. We fished the heck out of this boat. We've ran this thing aground and nothing has happened. There's no stress cracks anywhere. The transom is absolutely solid. And I think what happens with people is that they don't understand how the product that we use works. Now in the video, we talk about, I talk about how we didn't go with Kusa board and we didn't go with marine grade plywood. And there's a reason why I decided to go with a pour transom. With a pour transom, you prep everything and you do one pour, you make sure everything's clean, and that transom is not going anywhere. When it connects to the sides, so it doesn't matter. And that's not me saying it, that's experts saying it. So probably don't know us, we're sponsored by FGCI, and we talk to the experts there all the time about these types of transoms because we've done two. We did a transom on the inside for Ali's parents, Grady White, and we've done ours with carbon core, which was before we got our sponsorship with FGCI. If you guys want to see the other video of the pour transom on the 19-foot Grady White, we'll put it up here so you guys can see. We did use carbon core for this particular project, and it's been a year and they still haven't reached out to us for the issues that we had with them. If you guys didn't watch the first one, big issue with them with customer service. We're lucky now that we have a partnership with FGCI where they have a very similar product called RJ liquid transom, and it works amazing as well. So that's what we did the other Grady White with. So now as far as like the comments go, we really appreciate you guys commenting and letting us know what you think and how we can get better. The reason why we even mention the comments, the good and the bad, well, the bad is because the bad comments are usually people that don't have the knowledge, right? Like you said, we're giving them the benefit of the doubt, right? That they don't know how this product works.
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe they're just commenting because they're familiar with the way they've done it in the past, the way they've
Right.
seen it done before. And a liquid transom is very different
Yeah.
than using marine grade plywood or any other way. This liquid transom is very unique, and maybe people don't know.
Right.
So they're kind of applying what they are familiar with and seeing this that's so different from what they're familiar with, and it makes them not happy. And
Well, yeah, like
some people are upset about it. Other people are just trying to share their knowledge, which is really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people reached out just to kind of give pointers and things like that, which
Sure.
was really helpful. But some people aren't familiar with it.
Yeah.
They just don't know. So
Like we've talked about this at length, where people in any type of niche, whether it be carpentry or car painting or working with fiberglass, people have this dogmatic approach to working with these things. And when they see something done a little bit different, instead of saying, hey, how come this guy's transom hasn't fallen off? Maybe my idea of what this is wrong. It's like they go full force and like just attack, and that's where you get these negative comments. And the reason why I'm even bringing up these negative comments, it's not because they upset me or they upset us, it's because it discourages people like you guys watching that want to learn how to do it, that are at home like we were.
yeah.
Like we were at home, we researched all these videos, and of course we go to the comments to see what people have to say because we want to see if things are being done right or wrong. And people that don't have the knowledge of this particular product, for example, they discourage people like you from even attempting to do things like this. So that's what's upsetting, is that they discourage you guys who were just like us looking for information. They discourage you from even attempting to do this project. So yeah, so that's where all that comes from. And yeah, we're having some fun with it, you know what I mean? Going back to the DIY guy, the guy that's doing this at home or wants to attempt this at home, FGCI has an awesome product, RJ pour transom, and it's probably, in our opinion, it's the best way to do a transom if you're doing this at home by yourself. Now, yes, you can use Kusa or K-Cell or even marine grade plywood if you want to save money. In the video, I explained why we didn't go that route, and I'll touch over that subject now too. So number one, we're in South Florida, and when we did this project, it was over 90 degrees every day. If we're gonna be doing such a large piece of wood or composite material, everything kicks off so fast that we weren't 100% sure that we can get a perfect bond onto our transom. So if you don't get a perfect bond, then your motor falls off, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we decided to do.
It's very risky.
It's very risky.
Yeah.
So, and we're not professionals. We're just regular people who've learned to do things by trying and learning off of YouTube and consulting with friends.
Yeah.
And
these projects look very different done in a boat building factory or done in some kind of enclosed, air-conditioned, temperature-controlled, humidity-controlled space versus when it's being done in your backyard.
Yeah.
Hoping it doesn't rain, hoping the humidity and temperature is right.
Right.
With that many different factors, we couldn't be sure.
Yeah, we couldn't be sure. So that doesn't mean that we won't do a composite transom in the future. As a matter of fact, we have a flats boat that we acquired that we're doing a transom on that as well. We're going to be transom experts by the end of this, but we're going to be doing a composite material on that because it's a lot smaller. It's a 6.5 foot beam and maybe like 2 feet of composite material. So it's not a lot compared to our big Grady White. So
yeah, we're excited to try.
Yeah, we're excited to try it,
we love
and then we
learning.
get to show you guys how we do it and all the mistakes that we make, so you don't have to make the same mistakes.
Let us
Just
make
like,
them for you.
Yeah, let us make it for you, right? So you guys can learn. And that's the whole purpose of our channel, is that, we want to share the information because there's not much information out there. Yeah, sure, there's a lot of transom videos out there, and there's very good ones. We wanted to really hit all the points that the average DIY guy is asking. And that's why we made these videos. That's why we continue to make these videos, and get better. So it can be done. You can do it at home. You can do it by yourself. Any of you that are interested in watching those 2 transom videos, we're gonna put them up here at the end of the video so you can check them out. And the negative commenters, sorry to disappoint you, but no, our transom hasn't fallen off and it doesn't seem like it's going to. So we have a bunch of projects coming up. We go on a lot of adventures with our boat now. We do a lot of spearfishing and fishing and stuff. So if you guys like that type of content and the projects that we do, please consider liking and subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.